Okay, I'm here with Kabuki, and we talked a little bit off air before. We're going to be working with 0xSplits, trying to get 0xSplits set up with Zora. Is that right?
Correct. That's the plan.
Cool. Where would you like to get started? Have you already played around on the 0xSplits app? Would you like to start on the Zora side?
So my understanding is the first step would be that we establish a contract on 0xSplits, right?
Correct.
So maybe then we do it in the sequence of actions.
Cool. Yeah. So if you want, we can do this on ETH mainnet. I recommend for this we stick to Rinkeby. That way we can go through the whole process and you don't have to worry about wasting gas, getting everything right. We can work more with test data.
Perfect.
So step one's going to be heading over to the 0xSplits website. We'll have you probably share your screen if you're cool with it. That way you can go through the motions. You'll create the split. We'll take that split contract address, and then we'll head over to Etherscan on Rinkeby to interact directly with the Zora contract. That way we can create our auction on Rinkeby with a custom recipient. Because I don't believe they allow you to put in a custom recipient in the Zora app, do they?
No, they don't. They said that at the moment it's not accessible through the interface and you would need to go through Etherscan. And that's where I'm lost.
Perfect. I can help you with that. No problem. And so then the question is, if we are going through Etherscan, that will just be creating the auction and approving the NFT. So do you have any example NFTs that we could work with
Sure.
on Rinkeby?
How would I go about uploading them to Rinkeby?
Good question. I have some, and I could just transfer you an NFT on Rinkeby. That might be the fastest way for now because of some other things that I've been doing. So that would probably be the easiest.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's get you the NFT first. That way you have ownership. So if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen, I will talk you through the process.
Absolutely. So we go a window. There we go. This is us.
Cool. And then head over to testnets.opensea.io.
Testnets plural, yeah?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. We can try them both. It is plural.
Seems to be. Oops. That's more like it.
Cool. And let's make sure our MetaMask is set to Rinkeby.
It is, I believe. Yep.
Cool. And
I'm
so
going to be ETH as well.
just go over to your profile on OpenSea and let's see if you already have any Rinkeby NFTs.
I'm going to use the test wallet for this, okay?
Awesome.
There we go. So far,
You've got a couple hidden. We could. That was when you and I tested the other day.
yep, that was our session earlier.
Okay, so we can
we
use one of those. We don't need to send you anything.
Beautiful.
Um,
Perfect.
cool. Okay, so we have the NFT. Next step, let's set up the 0xSplits contract. So let's.
Got it.
Do you already know how to get over to the 0xSplits? You already do. Perfect.
It says unsupported network.
Oh, no way. What networks do they allow? Can you click select a network? Is it only Ropstein?
Actually, I have, Robson. I also have some currency there as well, if that's necessary.
I'm wondering, we can probably go through on Ropsten. The question will then be, do we have an NFT on Ropsten? You do?
Let's see.
Alternatively, we can just use Etherscan for the entire process. It's definitely cooler using the 0xSplits app for visualization purposes. Yeah, so do we have any Ropsten NFTs?
I need to go to my main wallet. All right, let's see. How do I change on OpenSea? It just says testnets. It's depending which wallet my wallet is set to, right? No.
Yeah, it'll probably show all of your NFTs, whether they are Polygon or Rinkeby or Ropsten. So we'll have to actually click on one of those and see. So click on one of those NFTs and it should say.
Hold on, actually, this is actually a different wallet. This is the wallet that I've used for Rinkeby, not for Ropsten. So I need to log out. Or how can I? No, sorry, this is the one, right? Need to get out of this wallet. Log out. Yep, there we go.
Click on MetaMask, and then you should see 3 dots on the left, or the word connected or not connected. If you click on that word, if you click on the word connected or not connected, you should see the wallet that's connected. Click the 3 dots beside it, and then click disconnect. That should make it easier.
Yeah. Now I learned something already. Beautiful. All right, so main wallet, testnet. All right, that's more like it. There's nothing here.
Okay, so we need a Ropsten NFT. Do you have any Ropsten NFTs? Well,
I'm afraid there's nothing, no activity, nothing hidden.
Okay, so how would we create a Ropsten NFT?
Actually, that's a question I was going to ask you then anyway. How would I mint the NFT to my wallet? Could I do this directly through Zora?
You could, yeah. One option you have is if you can just mint an NFT on Zora. I'm actually not sure if that's possible. Can you mint without listing it for sale? In Zora, the website only supports ETH mainnet.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm also thinking, because Zora does support Mumbai testnet, it might be best for us to just go through Mumbai, because I know 0xSplits app supports Mumbai, Zora supports Mumbai, and you've got Mumbai NFTs, so that might be best.
Yes, let's do that.
You want to go through Mumbai then?
So, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so go back to that first wallet you were on. I believe all those Mint Songs NFTs you saw in the hidden folder were Mumbai, but we can verify.
They were Mumbai. All right, and now if I select I'm on Mumbai, now I could, in theory, also connect the same wallet.
Only ETH mainnet.
Strange, right?
Well, the Zora app only supports ETH mainnet.
Got it.
We're gonna have to interact with Zora in Etherscan.
Got it. All right. So what would be the next step?
Next step, let's just verify those NFTs are Mumbai. So let's connect MetaMask here, and then go to your profile. And we'll click on one of those hidden NFTs just to verify it is Mumbai. Why is it filtering on Rinkeby? Is your MetaMask still connected to Rinkeby, or did you switch to Mumbai?
It says Matic Mumbai.
Okay, perfect.
But it says not connected.
Okay. Disconnect that other wallet. Same thing we did last time. And then refresh the page to try to get over this error.
Okay, now it says connected to the test wallet.
Is that the wallet we want?
That's the one we want, yeah.
Great.
That's a strange error, right?
It is. It is. What don't you like?
That was it.
You figured it out.
Hidden.
Yep.
Now, let's take a look. How can I find out which network they're minted to?
Expand details on the left side right below the photo.
Got it. There we go.
Mumbai. We've got the NFT. Next step, 0xSplits.
Okay. Which is here.
And you've already got a split set up. That was probably from the testing we did together on Mint Songs.
Exactly.
So let's create a new split.
Yes, please.
Left side, there's a plus button.
Got it. All right, so I could, in theory, let's just say I want to have two split between two parties, and I want each of them to have an equal split, with one taking a slight hit for the distribution fee, right? That's 0.5. Oh, that should be 100 then, right?
The distributor fee comes out before the split happens. So you'll still want to set that to 50-50, and that distributor fee will come out before the funds actually get split 50-50.
Nice. Very nice.
So if you have...
And I set it to mutable so that I can change it in the future in theory, right?
Yeah, if you want to change it in the future, make it mutable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's your address getting set as the controller.
Yep.
Cool. So if you have your partner's address, you can throw both of those in.
Actually, I don't have it yet.
Okay, then why don't you just put in 2 of your own addresses for this test?
Mm-hmm.
I think they've got a bug on their site. ENS isn't going to work. We got to use an actual address on Mumbai only.
Mm-hmm. So 50% go to donations, 50% is my own address.
Perfect. I don't think it's actually populated donations.0xSplits.eth. It's just a placeholder.
Okay. So I need a different address.
Yeah.
Is there like a burn address on? I could just put in here.
There is a dead
Or you
address.
want to give me your?
Yeah, I'll send you an address in the meet if you want to take that.
Mm-hmm.
Copy message. There you go.
Got it.
Sweetman.eth.
There you go.
Sweet. Distributor fee 0.5%.
Is that a good value?
It is very much up to you. The philosophy is the higher you make the distributor fee, the more it incentivizes other people to distribute the fees for you because they're going to get a bigger cut.
Mm-hmm.
The lower it is, the less it incentivizes other people to distribute, and more it only incentivizes the people that are actually going to be getting the splits. So it's kind of you thinking of how much you want to incentivize the market.
Explain to me, distributor fee. I was thinking this would be kind of like to cover the gas fees. Is this thinking not correct?
It is. That's the main reason. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's say
it's a very advanced concept.
1%.
Distributor.
All right, let's go with 1%.
Cool.
So now we're good to go. Create split, right?
Good to go. Yep. Ship it.
Okay. Test wallet.
Nice.
This is where the magic happens. All right.
So the steps we've done so far. You've created an NFT on Mumbai on the network you want.
Mm-hmm.
You've created a split on the same network. Now, final step, we want to create a listing on the Zora Marketplace for the NFT with the recipient being your splits address.
Got it.
This is the most technical part. So we now need to do this in Polygon Scan because it doesn't exist on their app. So the first thing we need to do is get the wallet address. Well, let me take you to the tutorial. That way you understand the steps. Open up a new tab and look up Zora v3. And we want, would you mind adding a space between Zora and v3?
Absolutely.
And we want
this one?
the second link. above.
This one right here?
That's it. That's the one. Okay, so this is the overall Zora v3 docs. You can look around this more, but for what you want, we want to go into guides. Approve tokens for v3. This is the first. This is a one-time setup that you need to do to give Zora approval to manage your NFTs. Similarly to how in OpenSea, the first time you want to list, they say this is a one-time kind of approval of the OpenSea marketplace. Doing the same thing here with Zora. So we can scroll down and it should give us some examples of what we need to do. There, those are the 2 approvals we need to do at the top of your page right now. It says approval step. Step 1, we need to approve the tokens for the transfer helpers. In step 2, we need to approve the modules and the module manager.
Okay.
Step 1, approve the transfer helper. If we scroll down a little bit, keep going. Approve a transfer helper.
Approving a transfer helper.
Yes. And that write function is what we're actually going to want to do. Down on the set approval for all, if you see it right there.
Write function.
Yep.
Set approve for all, address operator bool approved, right?
Yep. And what that's going to do is you're going to approve. You're going to call this method on the Mint Songs contract because that's where your NFT exists. You're going to call on the Mint Songs contract set approval for all, where the first parameter is the Zora transfer helper, and then the second parameter is true, so that they are approved. The Zora transfer module is approved to manage your NFTs on Mint Songs, if that makes sense.
Got it. Makes sense.
Okay. Now we need to call that method. So the best way to call set approval for all, you need to go over to Polygon Scan. So we still have your... Yep, go there, and then we're going to append before Polygon Scan. It'll be mumbai.polygonscan.com.
Got it.
Perfect.
There we are.
Now go back to that OpenSea listing we have so we can find the contract address we need to interact with. Yep, and we want to copy...
That's the one, right?
That's it.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, and it even actually takes you there. Yeah, it took you right to where we wanted to go. So go to the contract tab. And let's see if we verified our contract. Looks like we did. So we're going to write as proxy because this is an upgradable contract. Okay, and now we should be able to search in here for that method that we're looking for in the Zora docs.
That would be function setup approval for all, right?
Exactly.
Got it.
It should just be that set approval for all. I don't think it'll include that function keyword.
Okay. Doesn't find it. Let's see. Great. So we have write, change admin, implementation.
Oh, that's not what we want. Try write contract tab instead of write as proxy.
Implementation.
Dang, that's unfortunate. What would be the next thing that we could do? So it doesn't look like we have verified it properly, and that's on us.
What does it mean in this context to not have it verified? What stage does it happen on?
Whoever deploys the contract, in this case Mint Songs, verifies the contract so that it makes it so that anybody can come in and read and write to it. I guess we haven't done that on our testnet contract. So, one, I should ping the team real quick and just let everyone know. Let me ping Wayne. We haven't verified our ERC 721 on Mumbai testing with Kabuki right now. Okay. So we have not done that, and I've just updated our team so that we can. What I typically do is go to a product called OpenZeppelin Defender. We're really getting into the weeds now, so tell me if this is too much.
What is it called?
OpenZeppelin space Defender. Zeppelin is spelled Zeppelin.
Space Defender?
Yep, that's it.
There we go.
Yep, we'll sign up for free.
Right.
OpenZeppelin is the best manager of smart contracts. They are the industry standard for the majority of smart contract interfaces people use, like for ERC 721 NFTs, ERC 1155, mixed fungible NFTs.
So would this kind of is this kind of like a replacement for like an open like a front end for what we were now doing with Polygon Scan? Is that understanding correct?
Exactly.
Got it.
If this is getting personal and you want to stop sharing your screen, feel free.
No, all good. I can do this on another device.
You're a trooper, dude. Stick with this. A lot of barriers we've hit so far.
I want to learn. Just have to wait for the email. Strange, I get no. There we go. All right. Here we go.
Nice. Add a contract.
Import contract?
Exactly. Name, you can call
it. So that would be...
Go ahead.
Demo.
The first one we're going to do is mint songs. So the first one we should label as mint songs. Perfect. And then paste that address.
From this contract, right?
Yep, that's it.
Got it. Just close all this.
And now it's going to check if we've verified, and we'll see if what it says here. It might ask you for an ABI, and if it does, I'll send that to you. Okay, it needs the ABI. Let's see if I can send it here in the meeting. I might need to send it to you in email. Artifacts. So this is definitely a step that other people wouldn't be able to do. If they're following along, they would need my help. So that's something that I would like to improve. I really like making our stuff as composable and accessible as possible, personally.
Yeah, that's great. I like that spirit.
Okay, it's a lot of text. I actually it didn't send it all. I'm gonna set up a Google Doc so that you can copy it.
Okay.
Docs.google.com. Create. It's going to be from one of my personal accounts. Paste that. Come on. Bro, I just want to paste. You're not just going to let me paste in here Google Docs. That's surprising. Okay. It seems like it wants me to install a separate extension for Google Docs, so I'm
There she
gonna.
is.
Yeah, this is one of them. That one wasn't missing. She's been here since day one. My other cat's the one that
All right.
left.
Did you actually bring it from the States with you?
I did. Yeah. They are my travel
Amazing.
buddies. They've been all around the world with me.
So they must have, the one that got lost in Argentina must have a story to tell, right?
I'm very curious what that experience was like for her. There we go. Okay, I think I just got it for you. What email should I send this to?
That would be the one here. Let's...
Got it. Okay, recipients, ABI. Let's see, you should be able to copy that. And okay, I just sent it to you. It's from my personal voice first email, but I just sent it, so let me know when you get that.
That's also the name of your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, that was the company I was building before I came over to Mint Songs.
Because I was Googling like 0xSplits, and then, this is interesting, a video tutorial. I thought, I know this guy.
You found it organically?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, there's only very, very little available on this subject, so kind of you are really coming up on top of the search.
Hacking the
I
rankings.
copied this.
Yeah, were you able to get it?
Yeah, let's see. There we go.
Yeah. Add that puppy. Are any questions about what we're doing right now before we can move on?
I'm not entirely sure what an ABI is, to be honest.
ABI publicly lists, it stands for Application Binary Interface. It lists all of the methods that you can call on a smart contract, as well as the variables you can pass in. So if you search that ABI for set approval for all, not only will you find set approval for all in there, but you'll see which parameters it needs to pass, what those types are. Yeah. Yeah, so that's an event.
There we go. Approval for all event.
It's an approval for all event, different from what we're looking for, but you get the picture. It has everything. I think this is like 800 lines, so if you want to look through it, you can, but it makes it easier for Defender to tell you what methods you can call on the smart contract.
I see. So it just helps it to understand the contents so that it's easier to process. Got it.
Let's add it.
And detected contract features, anything I need to select here?
Nothing you need to select. It's just telling you some more that it was able to understand about our smart contract.
Got it. So now we just hit add, right?
Perfect. Boom. You've got a smart contract.
Do I? Amazing.
So now let's write a new proposal on the smart contract.
Let's do that.
Admin action.
Pause, upgrade, admin action.
And the first thing we'll do, because we're in Defender, is I can have you check this first just to verify that we are updating it. Click Connect Wallet in the top right, and that should connect your MetaMask.
There we go.
And the first thing, and you can see some data on the right, that's all publicly available. It's reading off of our smart contract, the name of it, the owner, the total number of NFTs we've minted, trusted forwarder for gas-free transactions. We're going to click that button on the bottom, Query Other Functions. This is reading from that ABI that you uploaded, and so it'll give you a list of every function that you can call. And we're going to read, so we're going to say is approved for all.
Is approved for all. There it is.
And the owner is you, so put in your address. And then the operator is going to be the Zora transfer helper. So let's head back to the Zora docs.
Yep.
And this should be to approve NFTs, the transfer helper. Zora v3 requires that the ERC 721 transfer helper has been approved as an operator to be able to move the NFTs. First, check if the ERC 721 transfer helper. So we need the address of the transfer helper. Can you command click on Smart Contracts tab on the left side? We're looking now for the address. And command click on Introduction so that it opens it in a new tab. Okay, and now we're going to scroll down to the Mumbai contract addresses. And we're looking for
that would be the transfer helper, right?
Exactly. So put that into the Defender.
Yep.
And so before we click Query, what would you expect this to return?
Should be true, right? Query mint songs.
It's initially going to be false because you have not given you haven't given Zora approval yet. So what we're doing right now is we're checking to make sure that it is false, and then once you call the next function, it should be true. Go ahead and query.
False. There we go.
False. So what that says is that Zora is currently not approved to manage your NFTs on the Mint Songs contract.
Understood.
Cool.
Understood.
Now we want to set it to true. So instead of querying over there, perfect. Now we're going to set approval for all.
Set approval for, there it is. And operator.
Gonna let you guess here.
Should have paid more attention. It's not the owner, right? Operator would be, because we have the contract here, so that should be the Zora transfer helper, right?
Perfect. Correct answer.
Good.
He's learning.
Yes. That's what we're here for. And then we click approved.
If you want them to be approved, we approve. And if you end up wanting to remove that approval later, you can come back here and uncheck it.
Nice. And it uses my wallet basically to confirm my identity that I'm the owner of this contract, right?
Exactly.
Yes, I think I'm understanding slowly but surely.
Execution strategy is the next one. This is not straightforward, and I don't know too much about this. If you have a multi-sig, like something in Gnosis Safe, you can use that here to do signing of messages, so that's just something good to know in the future. For today, we're going to be using EOA, which I don't know what it means exactly. Just know that it will ask for your signature in MetaMask instead of multi-sig or those other options.
Got it.
So now let's type in a title. Let's make it Approve Zora Transfer Helper. Awesome.
Got it.
And if you want a
description, a few words.
Yeah, it's optional. Your call.
Okay. And then create admin action, right?
Exactly.
Right. So we see Mint Songs contracted address. Contract set approval for. Now I would just say approve and execute, right?
That's it.
Nice. So now we can actually query to see if that has gone through, right?
Yep. Great idea.
In this case, would I say admin action, query, and this is now current state owner query other function.
Perfect.
Is approved for owner Mint Songs operator Zora.
Very
Still
close.
false.
Very, very close. Query other functions again.
Okay. It's approved for all.
The owner is your address.
Of course. Okay. Then operator would be Zora, right?
Zora, exactly.
Yep. Got it.
Those look like the same address.
True. Let's do it once more. Is approved for all. Then owner would be my MetaMask 0xB5. Yep. And then for the operator, we just head over to the Zora document. That's 0x909, easy to remember.
There we go.
Is approved for all. True.
Cool. We got that.
So this is kind of just it remembers the previous queries, right? That's why these two are false, because they also have different MetaMask addresses.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Nice.
Making sense so far?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Back to the Zora docs.
Yes.
So there were 2 approvals we had to give before we can start your auction.
Mm-hmm.
First is giving an approval for the transfer helper that we did. Now we're going to go back to the guide on the approved tokens for V3.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one here.
Yeah, let's keep scrolling. Keep going, keep going. Okay, approving modules.
Mm-hmm.
Once all the necessary tokens have been approved to the correct transfer helpers, we've done that, the user will then need to submit a transaction to allow specific Zora modules to have access to their assets. For example, if you want to list at a fixed price, you'd approve the Asks V1 module. If you want to do an auction, you need to approve the auction module. You need to approve each of the modules from here. So the user can approve a single module by calling set approval for module with the address of the module they would like to approve. Who are we calling this on? We're calling this on, looks like we're calling it on the module manager contract. And then we're going to call is module approved. So we're now going to call a method on the Zora module manager contract. So we'll go back.
Sorry, where did you see this module manager? Here, module manager for the Ask 1.1 module. That's the one?
Yeah, I see it in the right below that write function in the next code box. I see approved equals await module manager contract dot is module approved.
That's the one, right?
Yeah, so that first part, module manager contract, tells me we want to be interacting with the Zora module manager contract.
Understood. So now we need to find the address for this.
Yep. Back to smart. Yep.
Mumbai module manager. There he is.
That
or she.
Is it? Yeah.
All right. So that would mean we go back here, and then we would create a new proposal, or.
Yeah. Well, not new proposal.
Right.
All the way back to the dashboard, we're gonna create a new contract.
Okay. That's admin dashboard. Right? Add contract. Import contract. Same name.
This is Zora module manager.
Mumbai. And for this, we need to use that address, right?
Yep.
0x50. That's the one.
Boom, because Zora did it right, it already knows the ABI. That is the benefit of verifying a contract.
That's how it would look if it would be available.
Yep, if we had verified.
Perfect. So then we just hit add, right?
Exactly.
Quickly check. Set module manager. That's the one.
Let's do that exact process where we first check if we've approved the module, and then we will approve the module.
Is module approved? Is that the correct?
Yes.
There we go. All right. User would be me in this case.
Exactly.
And the module would be Zora module manager.
It's going to be whatever Zora module you want to manage your NFTs. So now the question is, what type of marketplace sale are you trying to do on Zora?
Let's say we do a fixed price.
Fixed price. So we'll go into the modules on the smart contract side, expand modules, and that is called an asks.
Got it.
You can go to introduction. You should find Mumbai.
Rinkeby, Robston.
I swear they have it for Mumbai. Zora V3 asks Mumbai. Have they not done Mumbai on? Try asks V1.1 on the left side.
Here. There we go. Mainnet, testnet. Here we go.
Awesome. That's what we want.
That's the Mumbai. Got it. Put it in the module. Query Zora module manager. False.
Let's get that to true.
Yep, let's do that. Is module approved? Module approved, maybe? Am I...
Set approval. Is going to be a check. Set is going to be a right.
Got it. Set approval for module, right? And for the fixed price, OXC is the one. Approve it. EOA. Approve fixed price auction. That's what we're doing right now, correct?
Yeah, not necessarily an auction, but yes, it's a fixed price listing.
Fixed price sale.
Yeah,
listing.
Sales, perfect.
That's the word. Create admin action. All right, so let's approve and execute.
Creating the listing should be next.
Do we have to wait until this updates here, or how do we?
It's already done.
Oh, it's done. All right, so let's go back to the module manager. Then we say admin action. We want to query, is module approved? User would be me, and the module would be, not sure, OXC, that's the one. All right, let's query. True, we did it.
Perfect, you're learning really quickly.
That's fun.
All right, we've set up our split. We have our NFT. We've given the transfer helper approval in Zora. We've approved the specific module we want to use. Now, after all that, we should finally be able to create our listing on Zora to set this up and sell it. So, any idea where we go next?
I mean, since we're on we can only access Zora with mainnet. That's my understanding, right?
That's correct.
So that would mean we still have... Do we do this to Polygon scan? Or can we also do it to Open Zeppelin?
You could use either one. Because Zora does verify their contracts, if you want to do it on Polygon scan, we can do it there. If you want to do it here, you can do it here. Up to you which interface you prefer. They're both pretty much the same.
Let's stick with this one now. I kind of understood the workflow, so I kind of like that.
Cool. I also prefer Open Zeppelin Defender. I think it's very clean. Okay, so I believe now, let's go back to the Zora docs and see what Zora has to tell us, rather than
Yes.
me. I think it's always really good just to know how to look at the docs.
100% to understand how to read this. That's very helpful.
Yeah, so we're already inside of the asks module, and on the right side we can see some like overall bullet points. We've been looking at the deployed contracts There's the functions. Yeah, there's the 4 things that you can do on this. In the function section on the right, you can create an ask on the right.
Create ask, that's the one.
That's going
Put some
to...
NFT up.
Yep, that creates your listing. Second one, set ask price. So if you want to update the price, if you decide, you know what, it's too high or too low of a cost, you can call that function to update it. Cancel is going to remove, delist your item for sale. And then fill ask is what someone's going to do if they want to buy your NFT. They will fill that ask and then they will purchase your NFT at the ask that you've created.
Understood.
So step 1, let's create an ask. So in order to create an ask, we need to interact with, which contract do you think we should interact with here?
Let me quickly look at Bitdefend. That opens up then. I would say we are listing an NFT that's minted on the MintSongs contract, so it should be this contract, right?
Unfortunately, no. We will want to be interacting with the Zora Asks V1.1 contract. So that's who we just gave approval to in there. So if you go in there, you should see who we gave approval to, and then we can copy that address in your first proposal.
Got it. What would be the best way to click here and then expense the data?
Yep, exactly.
And that's the contract we're using, right?
Lower down in the set approval for module. That's the module.
There we go.
So let's copy that address, and we'll create a new contract with that address.
There we go. Admin dashboard, add contract, import contract. So this would be Zora NFT listing?
Zora, I would label it Zora Asks V1.1.
Got it. Again, Mumbai. Address.
So much easier when they verify the contract.
Just quickly. OXC, that's the one. All right. Add. New proposal. Admin action. All right, it says create ask. Do we also want to, can we also inspect this? Can we create that function? No.
Good question. Yeah, let's see if we can query and find anything.
So that would be create ask.
Do they have any functions by default? Ask for
ask
NFT.
For NFT.
Yeah, let's see that and see what it asks for. Two
What's
parameters.
What's 0 and 1?
I believe, if I had to guess, I would say 0 is the contract that your NFT is listed on, which would be the MintSongs contract.
Yep.
And then that second parameter is going to be the token ID, which should also be in OpenSea.
Token ID 902.
Perfect. There's your current ask.
0.
That means there is no ask. So it's a bunch of zeros. There's no listing. But at least it found it, and we got an answer. Let's see if we can change those numbers.
So then would be create ask. Token contract is the MintSongs contract. Token ID is the one we just copied.
Yep.
Ask price, that would be the value in ETH, right?
Exactly, and I think it's in Gwei if I had to guess. So 1 ETH is like 1 million. This is where you'll want to play around a little bit to figure out what it's actually asking for.
Let me just quickly turn on the light 1 second.
Okay. It's pretty late for you, right?
Yeah, well, it's still early enough, let's put it that way. So it says UINT 256 values. So let's say if I want to list it for 1 ETH, how much UINT 256 would that be, or Gwei?
Yeah, 1 ETH to, I don't know if it's Gwei or Wei. I'm looking up 1 ETH to Gwei right now. There are 1 billion Gwei per ETH, so you would, if you wanted it for 1 ETH, you would type in 1 billion in that box.
And do you see the other one here? It says ask currency. Could we then maybe specify the currency there?
Yep, so if you want to, you could sell this for DAI, you can sell it for ETH, you could sell it for any ERC20 token you can put in there.
So for instance, if I would want to sell it for Polygon, this would also be where I enter that, right?
Yeah, if you wanted to sell it for Matic instead of ETH, wrapped ETH, you can specify any ERC20 token to pay this in.
Would this possibly be listed here in the Zora document?
If we go to create ask, well, I'm sorry, let me ask a follow-up question. Is what listed in the Zora docs?
These, for instance, ask currency.
To learn more about what those parameters are?
Because it expects also like a address here, if I understand this correctly.
Yes. Yes.
0x.
The docs are a great first place to start, so we'll go back there and then go to the create ask function.
There we go. Create ask.
So the docs,
Here we go.
Perfect, perfect. And I think the second bullet above will tell you what you're looking for. Oh, a little bit lower. You were already seeing it in the create ask function.
Hold on. Create ask.
Second bullet.
Here. The ask currency can be any ERC20 token or the address 0 for ETH. So let's say we want to roll with that. Ask currency, address 0.
And it's going to not like that. So what we actually want to do, why don't you look up address 0 ETH in another tab? Yeah. There you go.
That's the one, right?
Yep. If you go to Etherscan, and you should be able to copy that address and put it in.
Got it. That's that. And then ask price. I want to have this. So 1 billion, you said, right?
1 billion, I believe, is the right value.
I wonder how many zeros that has. 7?
I want to say 9.
8, 9. So that would be 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million.
Billion.
How many billions in a million? How many millions in a billion?
A billion is 1,000 millions.
All right, then that would be accurate. 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10, 100,000. Let's see, either it's 1 ETH or 10 ETH.
Yeah.
And here, seller's fund recipient, that would be my address, my personal address, right?
That would be where you would put your splits contract.
Ah, right, of course.
This is where we tie it all together.
Yep, now it all makes sense. Copy that. Put that in there. Finder's fee. Enter UINT.
Finder's fee is an optional parameter. What finder's fee is that will incentivize platforms like Mint Songs to want to list your NFT. And so if you give a finder's fee, then if Mint Songs is the one that adds the discoverability to sell your ask and fill that ask, then Mint Songs gets whatever percentage you give. So if you set it at 0, then you're not incentivizing any marketplaces to try to find bidders. The higher you make that fee, the more you're incentivizing some platform to fill your ask.
And that would be the same currency and the same kind of set of or like configuration that we have in the ask price, right?
Exactly. That's going to be a percentage of that. So if you set that number to 1, it's 1%, I believe, and then I believe it can be a number between 0 and 100.
All right. And this is not incentivizing users, but platforms to list it, right? This is not the finder's fee where if somebody discovered it, then they would get a fee for that. Or is it just a misunderstanding?
I'll show you. I'll buy this NFT after you list it. Also an OpenSea, Open Zeppelin Defender. When I'm manually, actually, go back to the Asks V1 docs on Zora, and then check out the fill asks method. The fill ask method.
Transfers the NFT to the buyer and sends the funds to the recipients. If no finder address is provided or no finder fee is set, you can submit the finder as the 0 address, which will send all the funds to them. All right.
And so go ahead.
No, in this case also I would need to actually copy this address and not just set the 0 here, right?
Let me think, what's the best way to say this? If I'm manually calling this method in Defender, in Open Zeppelin's Defender, I can put any address I want as the finder. And so if I, as the buyer, wanted to put even my own address in there, what I'm essentially doing is giving myself a 10% discount because I am the one finding this and I know how to do that. If Mint Songs is filling the order, Mint Songs would put their address in as the finder. If in this case, it might be too complex to think about the finder, so right now you can just set it to 0. And then if you think about it, yeah.
That's, I think, the cherry on top. So we can set this to 0, EOA. Describe your proposal. So that would mean actually Zora create ask 1.1, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Create admin action.
Perfect.
All right. Done. So now we should have 3 contracts in our dashboard. Correct? Or are we missing one?
We have exactly what we need.
Perfect.
Can you look up your ask in that Asks V1.1 contract and see if the ask was created?
All right. So query other function, ask for NFT. 0 we said was the Mint Songs.
Perfect.
And then here we get the token ID.
Listed for
There we
sale.
go.
That's your ask. It's on chain now.
Beautiful.
You finally did it.
That's amazing. So now I could, for instance, go into Polygon scan and I could see it there, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. If you scroll up to the top, hover over that Zora Asks V1.1, and there should be a button to view down a little bit in the contract field. Like
this, right?
There it is. Hover over that address underneath the title, Asks V1.1. Up.
Here.
Yeah. If you hover over the action, perfect. And there's what you did 1 minute ago.
Amazing.
So that's it on Polygon Scan, creating the ask.
All right. So that means we established a split. We let's go through the contract once more. we gave, okay, transfer helper to make sure that the contract is listed on Zora.
Mm-hmm.
Then here we have the module manager, which approves the listing. Is that correct?
Approves the fixed listing module.
Mm-hmm. And then this is where we actually set the price for the fixed listing module.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Correct?
Correct.
Wow.
Start to see what all we put behind the curtains when we just give you a nice little website to just click the button.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of individual tasks and kind of like logic sequences that are necessary to make it happen.
So smart musicians like you, it's great.
I'm starting to understand it.
Yeah, it's great.
Is starting to.
It's nice when musicians like you want to understand, because you're definitely a unique case. Most musicians would have gotten confused and worn out by now.
No, really?
Are you kidding me? Tell me you could invite another musician to sit down and do what you just did.
Maybe it's just, being stubborn enough that you want to see things through.
This shows that you care about ownership and you care about knowing what's going on. So I think next
But you're
step...
also a very patient person, and you have a very good didactic approach. So I think it's also very easy to confuse somebody with that, sequence of steps we had to go through.
I'm glad we didn't get any errors. When I was first playing around with Zora, it took me a long time to understand these steps and to share it with my team and then to make those videos that you saw. So the fact that we just got all through all of this and did not hit any errors in any big way is like, it makes me feel like I'm actually understanding this finally as well.
Yeah, I mean, always teaching somebody is the best way to understand it yourself, right?
Yeah. And so then the next question you probably say is, okay, well, how does someone buy this?
Exactly. Like, how can they actually see it on... Currently, I mean, obviously Mumbai listings are not appearing. There's no Zora testnet we could see it in, right?
Right, exactly. So
how would you buy it then?
On Mumbai, you're going to need your buyer to do the same thing. So in this case, I will go into Open Zeppelin Defender, I will load in the contract, and I will fill your ask. If you're doing this on ETH mainnet, in theory, what should happen is you'll still do the same 3 steps. The far left contract will be whether it's a manifold contract or your own custom smart contract, wherever your ERC721 token is located. That'll be your first one on ETH mainnet again, not on Mumbai or Polygon. Then your middle contract will again be the Zora module manager, but on ETH mainnet instead of Mumbai. And then the far right one will also be Zora Asks V1.1, but again on ETH mainnet and not on Mumbai. You'll do the same process on ETH mainnet, and then as long as I've envisioned this right, as soon as you did that last step in Zora Asks V1.1, you should just be able to go over to Zora's website, and your ask should be listed for sale.
Amazing.
Should.
No manual task on their side necessary. It's just automatically because we approved the module manager.
Yes, because Zora is actively indexing the blockchain and looking for these new listings, and as soon as it finds it, it should list it. And if it doesn't,
amazing,
you would just ping the Zora team and say, hey, I created an ask, why isn't it listed? And they're very responsive. And if you don't see it, you could also reach out to me, because we have a direct line with the Zora team, and I'd be more than happy to help you make sure that it's there. But
amazing.
Does it make sense what you'll do on ETH mainnet?
Absolutely. And maybe the last question I have now is, in that sense, it would kind of to get the NFT or to have this contract, then I would just go ahead and create my own smart contract via Manifold, and then I would use this instead of the main source contract, right?
Exactly.
Because I already played around on testnet with the Manifold contract, and I think I have an understanding. So then really I have full ownership over this whole chain here, right?
Exactly.
That's great.
Would you like
It's
to
really
keep
amazing
moving
that
through?
all
and
these
have-
tools exist, like the 0xSplits and manifold, and together with understanding the kind of structure in the smart contract, and you have so much power.
All free.
Man, I can't thank you enough for this. This was such a great session today, and this really kind of gave me an understanding. What I'm going to do now is, that's always kind of my way to recap, is I'm going to sit down and write notes for myself, and then maybe, if you don't mind, if there's any kind of logical error that comes up in my recap, I'm just going to send you a message, and then I think we can quickly point out the logical fallacy that I might run into.
Love interacting with you. Now, would you like to finish this up and have me buy that NFT so you can see the funds enter your split?
Yes, please. I would love to see that.
Okay, so we'll have you stop presenting and I will start. You'll get to see what my defender looks like.
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yep. Just open up.
Okay, let's filter on Mumbai. Okay. Where is it? Oh, I haven't added them in yet.
Wow, you have a lot of contracts.
This is just Mumbai too. This is how I spend all my time. Why aren't you letting me add a contract?
And Open Zeppelin, is that a free tool throughout, or is there like a kind of level that you hit, then you need to pay for it? How does it work?
We don't pay a dime to Defender. The entire Mint Songs organization uses it entirely free.
Amazing.
Oh, unless I mean, I guess I could be wrong. I just saw you've reached the maximum number of contracts. I am wrong. Okay, it looks like we have reached the max, so let me delete something that I don't care about. Here's a test. Well, that's just a proposal. Royalty engine, transfer helper. I can delete this one. I gave myself a little delete note. That was why it was grayed out. So I guess there is. We just hit it.
Famous last words, right?
Yeah, that should have knocked on wood. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna do the same process. Zora, V3, overview, smart contracts, modules, asks V1.1, testnets, Mumbai, testnets, Mumbai. Oh.
All looks very familiar now.
Yeah, if the people watching this video are really going to get a lot of examples of this. I'm glad that we are recording this. It's always nice when we can just share something with the rest of the community so that they can see what we did and learn faster.
Absolutely.
Alright, so I'm going to check same thing that you did. Let's check Mumbai Mint Songs. You're using the one that starts with 1BA, I believe, and I believe it's 902, if I remember right.
Yep.
And there's your split.
902.
And there's your ask. So I'm going to fill your ask. Going to paste in the same info. I don't know why they make me fill in the same info, because they should be able to look it up. Token ID 902. Fill currency is going to be 000, the same one that you've got. Fill amount, I'm going to copy the exact fill amount that you've got. Finder, I'm just going to leave as 0x0. I could put in my address, but you didn't give me a finder's fee, so it's not incentivizing me.
Right.
And I think I need to include the value here. I'm not certain, so I'm just going to throw it in because it shouldn't matter. EOA, make sure I'm into the wallet that I want to be paying this on. I don't think I have enough testnet ETH right now. Fill Kabuki ask. It's probably going to tell me I don't have the funds. It will fail. Could not estimate gas for the transaction. It's going to fail for some reason, probably because I don't have the funds in my wallet, if I had to guess. These are the errors that I usually hit when I'm doing something new. And
right.
Token contract, fill currency. I might need more. Let me see if I have enough in one of my...
Maybe value in ETH is 1 then in this case?
One more time?
When it says value in ETH, do you think that's also the same kind of formatting in gray, or?
Oh, it's a good catch. It's an ETH.
Maybe it's just 1.
Grr. That was a really good catch. I think it's still because I don't have enough, so let me just send some transfer to my ETH account. We're going to max it out next. Let me confirm. Okay, go back. 0.964. 0.964 max. 0.944. There we go. Confirm. Send myself some more. Might be a little confusing, the terms that they use. They said if it's address 0x000, it's ETH, but what they really meant by ETH is whatever the native gas is on the network you're using. So in this case, because you're on the Polygon network, instead of it being ETH that you priced your ask in, you priced it in Matic. Okay, so now I should have...
okay.
Let's see if I actually did it right. Yes. Okay, so it was just because I didn't have enough. Now I can fill your ask. Okay. So here is me executing on Zora Asks V1.1. I'm filling the ask, buying your token at the price that you requested. Approve and execute. Has me sign MetaMask. Let's jack this up to high just so that it goes through fast. I don't like waiting. Confirm. Alright, fingers crossed this goes through right. This is new. I have not filled I don't think I filled an ask. Looks like it was included in a block. So that usually only happens if it's successful. We should be able to query while I'm waiting for that to go through to verify stuff. One, if it went through, you should be able to spoiler alert and check if you have funds inside of your 0xSplits address. It looks like the auction was reset, which tells me that, I'm sorry, the bid was reset, so it should be gone now. I think it all went through right. I'd love to show in this video what is included in the block, but if it doesn't load in another like 5 clicks, 2, 3, 4, you want to switch over and have you share. Are you seeing funds inside of your split now?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet? Okay.
It's still split earnings. 0.
Okay, well the fill was filled. Here's some things that happened is the NFT was transferred from your wallet to my wallet. So you no longer own that NFT if you check OpenSea. And it looks like there was a value of 1 Matic. So we did get that conversion right. It was 1 billion. And it should now be inside of your split. So any questions on here before we switch sharing and go back over to you?
No, that was super clear.
All right, let's switch back to you. So let's look into 0xSplits.
Yep.
Wondering why it wouldn't have updated the balance yet.
There we go. Okay, so now we are in the 0xSplits interface.
That's the one. Yeah. And it looks like right. I wonder why.
That's the one we use, right? Control, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Thought that was the one that we used. It says it was created an hour ago, so that sounds like the one that we used. So why doesn't it show a balance? I just sent you Matic, and that should have gone into there.
Let's see on OpenSea who's the owner of this now. All right, it's no longer mine. That's already a good sign, I would say.
Okay, so it did move.
Owned by. So it's no longer in my wallet, that's for sure.
Cool. Royalty payout. The royalty was paid out, it looks like. Token contract, recipient. Oh, that's weird. Looks like the royalty was paid out to this address if I had to guess. No. Why isn't it showing you having received funds? Can we check out your Defender? And let's just verify.
Sure.
In the Zora Asks V1.1, let's click on that proposal when we've created the ask and make sure that we set the existing proposal.
Is that the one, right?
Because if you query now that I've filled the ask, your ask doesn't exist. So if we check, you'll get those 0 values again.
Understood. So how would I check this?
Zora Asks V1.1.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll click on the proposal that you created when you initially created it. Down in the proposals. That's it.
This one. Okay, got it.
And then we're looking at seller funds recipient. That should be where the funds went to. Yeah, can you click View in Block Explorer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. I think I was wrong. So do you see that it does have a balance?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I think I was off on the number of zeros. So I thought it was Gwei, but it's probably Wei. And so it was a significantly lower fraction than we thought it was. And that's probably why it's not showing it in...
Because it's
too many zeros.
Below the 0.0 fraction, of course. That makes sense.
Okay, and let's verify that by doing a distribute on it. So you remember this from when we tested before, but we can just run through this. So it did receive the funds. Next time, you'll want to add on... Now that you see what it looks like, you can add on however many zeros you need to push it up to 1E.
Indeed.
But let's go to your...
So,
I'll let you drive.
This is the contract. And then I would distribute funds.
Yep.
Do I already see anything here on this? I just need to approve it, right?
Yep. It's not going to show you anything specific. The next step will, though.
Funds distributed. All right, now I would look into my wallet, or what would I do?
That download button that just popped up in the top right.
Top right.
Beside the word Mumbai.
This one here?
Beside Mumbai with 0.00.
Ah, yes, of course. Now I see it.
And once...
So obviously, I must have funds, otherwise I wouldn't be able to withdraw it. So even if I can't see the value because it's so low, the fact that this green download button showed up is proof that the transaction went through, right?
Exactly. And if you just sign the transaction, can you open up the transaction on Polygon Scan?
Mm-hmm. We've done done this now, right? Funds withdrawn.
Great.
And can I see it here in activity? There we go.
Oh, did it already go through? Perfect.
Success. So you should also have gotten half back again, right?
Yeah. Expand the click to see more.
And where do I click?
Near the bottom on the left.
Ah, of course.
And does it have a value anywhere? It does not. Withdraw. If you decode, it might. No, that's not going to say the balance. I think the best way to check I think in one of your other tabs.
Look, it says here withdraw ETH1.
That means it's withdrawing your. That's either a 1 or a 0. I think one of your other
okay.
Polygon scan tabs, we have your 0xSplits contract open.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other tabs you got. I'm sorry, on Polygon scan. Yeah, if we refresh this page, I think the balance should be 0 now. There we go. Okay, so it has gone to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Can you click on internal transactions tab?
Yep.
And there was paying it out.
And there's our value.
Yeah, that was it paying it into. And now can you click that to address on that field? 0x2ed? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And then there was the withdrawal. Yeah, click on that transaction hash on the left side. Or actually, click on the ERC20 token transactions tab.
ERC20 tokens transaction. There we go.
That's not it. Back to where we were. Yeah, click on that first transaction hash on the left.
This one right here.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, there it is. Super, super small value. Transfer.
But you can see this is the 0xSplits address.
No,
and
this
is my.
That one's your wallet address, right? B5CC.
Ah, yes, of course.
That is 0xSplits.
0x2.
And then there was your half. Is that very super small amount? Transfer 0.000050499 right underneath the to field. Yeah.
This one here? No, this transaction fee. This one right here.
That's it. There it is.
That's it.
That was your withdrawing into your wallet.
Which is exactly half of the 100 whatever one we got. So that makes sense.
Exactly.
From my contract to. You said that's the 0xSplits contract, right?
If you open up MetaMask, that should be the exact same address as your wallet. That should be your wallet.
All right. Yep. OXB5. And this OX2.
Glad you're digging in here. It definitely adds. So just explaining a little bit more. So,
so I'm just wondering. So this is my wallet address, and then this one here, it's not the OXSplits.
That is the main splits wallet. So how the funds flow is I sent money into your custom 0xSplits contract, which is different from that address. When you click distribute moved the funds from your custom split into the main overall 0xSplits contract. And then when you withdrew out of that main split and into your so let's say you have like 10 different splits, and you each time you click distribute, it's going to move it out of your individual split contract into the main 0xSplits, and then you withdraw from the main split contract.
Got it. Makes total sense. Man, that was awesome. I really understood the whole process, and this has been super helpful. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Took longer than I was expecting, but any other questions before we go? I'm happy that we were able to make this work. Do you know where you're going to go next to make this work?
I have to do a little recap now and kind of go once more through the individual steps. But for now, I must say I understood the whole process. That was really, really helpful. Really want to thank you for that.
Absolutely. And do I have permission to post this on YouTube to show other people how you did it?
Sure. If you could just do like one quick look if there's any. I believe all the tabs are neutral. But other than that, I'd be happy that you don't have to do that individually, and then hopefully other people will also find value in that.
Cool. Let me stop the recording now, and then we can sign off.